Haskell, just to be out there with so many different guys on defense tonight, just curious, what was that like from your perspective to kind of have so many different players in the game on your defense?
That's what camp is for. We actually had a full year and a full camp, and we developed that camaraderie and that chemistry amongst each other. So it's new faces, but still the same defense.
And we're going to have Zach Harrison join Haskell. Go ahead, Bill.
Haskell, you have what I would consider now a receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown. How would you describe your versatility?
Really, it's just in the right place at the right time. And when my number was called, I was just there. And I wouldn't have done what I did without this guy. So.
We're going to go over here to Stephen Means.
Zach, you just want to break down your tip, Zach?
I just got off the ball and used my hands, used my technique, and just bend the edge and saw the quarterback. And I was like, I just hit him and try to get the ball out. And I did that, and bro scored it. So.
Who's Jay teaching you guys to go for the ball, go to try to hit the quarterback?
He always says sacks are good, but strip sacks change the game. We, as a D-line, we take that to heart. In practice, we're always working every time we come around the edge, just swipe at the ball, swipe at the ball, swipe at the ball, and it was just second nature, just kind of muscle memory at that point.
I'm going to go way in the back of the cameras. Is that you, Justin? Oh, Spencer, go ahead.
Oh, we do.
Zach, you watched your freshman year, you watched Chase make game-changing plays on a game-to-game basis. You've been compared to a lot of those guys before you. To have one of those game-changing plays now on your own, what does that feel like to maybe get a little bit of that weight off your shoulders?
I don't like to compare myself to anybody. I feel like I'm Zach Harrison. I'm trying to build my own legacy here at Ohio State, and I'm just happy we wouldn't want to know. I'm happy I could help the team get a win, and that's all that matters to me.
Over here to the left, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
Haskell, when you hear "fat man touchdown," is that offensive to you? Do you take pride in that, or do you consider yourself a little more in shape than that?
It just shows that big dudes can run. We got nimble feet nowadays. Back in the day, I used to just be big and just plug up space. But I think there's an evolution of linemen that are athletic and we can run. So it's whatever.
Anybody else over here? Front row, Austin.
Zach, that strip there, that seems like the kind of play a year ago you guys talked about was just like maybe half a second out of your reach. What's the difference for you or for that freshman unit as a whole that tells you can keep doing that more and turning them into what you want?
Just practicing hard, just working the technique in practice, and whatever happens in practice happens in games. And so during practice, I've had a few plays where I could have got strip sacks. Quarterbacks aren't live, but it showed up in the game, and that's something that Coach Jay preaches, and all the DAs are capable of doing, just making game-changing plays like that.
Over to the left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Zach, you mentioned Coach Jay had said strip sacks can change the game. Do you feel like that play changed the momentum?
It definitely brought some energy to the sideline and added 7 points to our score. So I feel like, it definitely had an impact on the game.
Over to the left, back row, Tony Gerben, Buckeye Scoop.
Zach, how do you think the pass rush did tonight?
Good, but we have a lot of room to improve. Once we hop on the film, we're gonna see that there was a lot of plays that we could have taken advantage of, and we just did it. And that's the fun thing about coming out of this game with the win, is that we have so much room to improve and get better coming on to next week and coming on to the season ahead of us.
We'll go over here to left, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
And for both of you, you were two of the few veterans that played tonight. What was it like trying to integrate those guys? Obviously, there were some growing pains, but how do you think you guys progressed throughout the game?
Well, I think for the most part, just really, we got to lead, and we're picked as captains for a reason, and so the way we lead, everybody will follow, and so really, like I said earlier, it's new faces, but we still got the same defense, and like they always say, we reload.
Yeah,
go ahead. No.
He pretty much answered that. I was just going to answer because I thought I had to.
We'll go last question for these two. Very back, Clay Hall, WSYX.
Play, how can that bond the defense, or the evolution of this defense?
Yeah, it's we just, like I said, we just got so much room to get better, and we all know that, and we're all excited to get better. And then, and to play and just to play better and continue to grow. Like you said, a lot of guys who don't have that much experience. You know, we had started 2 corners who didn't have very much game reps, and that's something that, you know, it takes time to get used to playing corner. And they balled out. You know, all our corners had a good game, and same with the linebackers who didn't have a lot of reps going into the game, and they balled out too. And just to know that this is the starting point, and like I said, we came out with a win against a good Big Ten opponent. Is exciting for our defense to know that we have nothing but room to improve.
Great.